Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be giving my comments, opinions, and the results of WWE Raw 16th of January 2017. We kick off the show with this year's Martin Luther King Jr. tribute video, which happens the third Monday of every January for Martin Luther King Jr. Day. If you do not know who he is the mainstay behind the civil rights movements back in the 60s, getting equal rights for the African American community. The video also honoured some prominent African American figures, including Maya Angelou, Jackie Robinson, Muhammad Ali, Serena Williams, Chris Rock, and Barack Obama. It was a very fitting tribute video. Please rest in peace, Martin Luther King Jr. You were a credit to the human race, and so were all these other fine African American figures. But let's get straight into actual Raw. Roman Reigns came out and said he is a former member of the Shield. He cannot complain about losing the US Championship because he was outnumbered, because that's how the Shield became famous. He said Owens will be the one complaining at the Royal Rumble because no one can beat him one-on-one right now. He said beating Owens to the main event of WrestleMania for the third consecutive time. Paul Heyman then walked out and said there is a storm coming tonight, but because Lesnar is here. Heyman reluctantly stepped in the ring as fans started chanting Goldberg. Heyman smugly said Goldberg wasn't here tonight, but he was, and he delivered a Royal Rumble match spoiler. Eat, sleep, eliminate from the Royal Rumble, repeat. Reigns said Lesnar wasn't with Heyman, he must be eating or sleeping. Jericho and Owens walked out. Owens scoffed at Reigns and Heyman making WrestleMania plans when he and Jericho were the Universal and US Champions. Jericho pronounced himself the US Universal Champion. Jericho said Owens would beat Reigns at Royal Rumble and he was going to win the Royal Rumble, and then it would be Owens versus Jericho at WrestleMania. Regardless who wins, they would still be the Universal Champion, which Owens didn't actually look happy about. Owens said that he is the longest reigning Universal Champion in history, beating the record of one day held by Finn Balor. Just might add that one there, and he would beat Reigns. Seth Rollins came out and said you can't have a conversation about the main event of WrestleMania without him having a say about this. Rollins said anything can happen in the main event of WrestleMania. Rollins and Reigns had a mean stare between each other. Braun Strowman showed up and then he had to stare with Reigns. Then Lesnar's music hit and the crowd came alive as he walked out. Lesnar watched from ringside. Sami Zayn came out of nowhere and went after Strowman from behind. Thank God Sami Zayn turned up. It made it really good. Rollins and Reigns knocked Strowman out of the ring. Lesnar gave a Strowman suplex to Rollins and Jericho. Lesnar cornered Zayn and gave him a German suplex. Lesnar then had a long stare down with Strowman, who was on the apron, and then he jumped off. And then Reigns ran in and gave Lesnar a Superman punch. Lesnar just kind of went, what was that? Got up and gave him an F5. And that's how we ended the segment. Great way to start Raw, to be fair. I did enjoy it. Lesnar actually did something and he Germaned everybody, so I loved it, apart from Braun. So that might be a very big meeting in the Royal Rumble. Ooh. But let's move straight on, because it was a great segment. Then we have our first match. Big Cass and Enzo Amore versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal. Apparently Enzo was faking the injury or something. I don't actually know what's going on. The match finished with Big Cass giving Rusev the big boot, sending him to the floor. Amore pinned Mahal with the bada boom shakalaka. I don't know what the hell that is, but okay. It was an alright match. Did what it needed to do. Carrying on the feud. It wasn't bad. Then we have match 2, a cruiserweight match. Daivari versus Lince Dorito. Daivari used the clothesline and the Cobra Clutch for the submission win over Dorito, which was very surprising because they're trying to push Dorito, aren't they? A little bit, I guess. So, Jack the Jobber from What Culture was not impressed with that loss. So, please feel better about that, Jack, because he loves Lince Dorito. I can't remember what his actual name is. So let's move on. Then they show some footage from earlier today of Sasha Banks working in the ring trying out her recuperated knee injury, with producers, referees and trainers watching on. Nia Jax ran in and attacked Banks, dropping all her weight on Banks' injured knee before the referees and trainers and everything stopped her. Good way to carry on the feud, I guess. Why they even let her get anywhere near the ring is beyond me, because they all bum rushed it once she did it, but they had enough time to stop her, so weird. Then we have the Tag Team Championship match, the Club versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Sheamus accidentally knocks out the referee. Anderson Gallows hit the Magic Killer on Cesaro, no ref, and then another ref wins down, counts a pin. They were announced as champions, but then the original referee overruled the decision, claiming that Gallows and Anderson won by disqualification, which means Cesaro and Sheamus retained the titles, and then Gallows and Anderson just gave Sheamus a Magic Killer afterwards. It was controversial, but I guess that did what it was meant to do, because it actually did pin the champions clean, so I guess that's a good way to do it. I did enjoy all of the antics in that match. Then, after that, we had a Jimmy Snuka tribute video featuring an appearance from Mick Foley, Tamina, Triple H, Seth Rollins, and a couple of others, giving condolences and memories about the man. Then the highlight package was shown with Jimmy Snuka's famed jump off the cage against the magnificent Morocco at Madison Square Garden, which was his most favourite moment. Please rest in peace, Jimmy Snuka. All of your pain from stomach cancer has now ended. I know the wrestling world has suffered another great loss with another great legend. Please rest in peace. Okay, let's move straight on, and we have Zayn talking in the back with Rollins and Reigns. He was like the geek speaking with two cool upper class men in high school, to be fair. He looks like, oh yeah guys, I'm the guy, come in here, yeah. And they're like, what the hell is this dude doing? Zayn stuck his fist out trying to do the shield fist thing they did, but Reigns just blew him off, and then Rollins left as well. It was really funny and awkward at the same time. I don't know what was going on there, but did show the dysfunctionalness of the group. Then we had a match between Rich Swann and Tony Nese, but it never actually got underway because Neville ran out from the crowd and jumped Swann. Neville laid boots into Swann as referees tried to pull him off. Swann made a comeback with double leg takedown and started punching Neville. Nese jumped Swann from behind, but Neville pulled Nese off of him and said he was the king of the cruiserweights. Neville threw Nese over the top rope and laid Swann out with more kicks. I love Neville. It was great. I don't know why you couldn't have just done that backstage, but what are you going to do? But yeah, he did what he needed to do, so pretty good. Then Neville is stopped in the back and asked why he attacked Swann tonight. Neville asks if he remembers what happened last week, or maybe you don't care. You may perceive him as a bad guy and have no compassion. Maybe you are a hypocrite like everyone in this country. Which one may think he is a fighting champion, but the reality is he is too proud to admit when he is defeated. Bring your unbreakable spirit, because he will break him, and you will kneel to the one and true king of the cruiserweights. It was a great promo. I love heel Neville. He is great. He's definitely reviving the cruiserweight division, which is good. Then we had a New Day segment. It started with Xavier Woods saying each of them have a chance to win the most stacked Royal Rumble match of all time. Kofi Kingston brought up Undertaker, Lesnar, Goldberg. Big E said they hear the Royal Rumble that it means foe versus foe, and Woods said it also means friend versus friend. Kingston said that means in every man for himself, and it looked like his partner in a threatening way. Big E said if one of them wins the Rumble, then they all win the Royal Rumble. Titus O'Neil came out and said he doesn't want to be in the New Day because he wants to replace the New Day, which made them all laugh. O'Neil asked for one of the New Day's spots in the Royal Rumble. Big E said no. O'Neil challenged one of the New Day for the spots in the Royal Rumble and told them to huddle up and decide. Kingston said if O'Neil knew when to huddle, he would have still be playing football. Big E accepted the challenge and said after tonight, Titus couldn't call them, text them, or show up to their house with a pizza box over his head with a fake moustache. O'Neil tried to get Titus Rock's chance going, and it went nowhere. It was quite funny. The promo weren't bad. Titus O'Neil's actually quite entertaining in these little promo things he's doing. It's definitely better than last year, to be fair. So it's nice to see that they're going somewhere with them. Then they have the match. It was alright. Big E won with a big ending. Standard stuff, to be fair. Charlotte came out and then she started detailing the secret to her success. She said she didn't become the Raw Women's Champion overnight. She did it by outworking every opponent she faces. She said, when you look average up in the dictionary, she's average because she's just like all the fans. On the Titantron, they showed Bayley was a team posing with John Cena, Rob Van Dam, and Bret Hart. She said a poem that Bayley wrote as a child. Charlotte said while Bayley was writing poetry, she was getting scholarship offers to play volleyball at Al Pacino State. And training 20 hours a week. I don't even know where that was. Charlotte showed Bayley in a video reciting one of her poems and ended up in tears over it. Charlotte ordered the tapes up and decided to read the Bayley poem herself. Crowd started chanting for Bayley as Charlotte read. Charlotte said Bayley was never going to beat someone who was born into this business. Bayley came out and then Charlotte rolled out of the ring. Bayley asked Charlotte what was she doing. This wasn't necessary to bring out old pictures and photos. Charlotte said that's who Bayley is, an average fan. Bayley asked if that was Charlotte's strategy to embarrass her before the biggest match of her life. She wasn't ashamed of the passion she has for WWE. If Bayley wanted to talk about past stories, she wasn't fortunate enough to have a father who could get her in the WWE with one phone call. Bayley said she'd never have a father who always got her a ticket to WWE live event in San Jose? I don't know. Even if he didn't have the money to do so. Bayley said even if she started down the back row, she told her father that she was going to be a wrestler someday. The Bayley started reeling off more poems like Roses are Red, Violets are Blue, at the Royal Rumble I will defeat you. Then there was, you called me a child so you don't deserve to walk down the ramp. Well, in 2 weeks you can call me the new woman's champ. Charlotte posed with the belt while Bayley's music played and an inflatable rose from the ramp as Charlotte was backing up, and then she tried to destroy one of them. It was very funny. Great promo, made both women look really good. I love heel Charlotte, and Bayley's just great anyway. So much better than Sasha, who's by far probably the worst women's wrestler this year. Ooh, controversial. I said it. I don't care who likes it or who doesn't like it. She has been terrible this year. Then Owens and Jericho met with Strowman to talk strategy. Jericho said that with their brains and his brawn, there was no way they could lose tonight. Owens and Strowman should beat Reigns so badly he put him out, say, 2 weeks. Jericho tried to encourage Strowman to take out Rollins. Strowman said he does what he wants when he wants and doesn't listen to anyone. Tonight he's going to make Rollins, Zayn and Reigns scream for their lives. It was a great promo. Braun's getting better on the mic, and then Jericho and Owens are great anyway. Then we had a cruiserweight match, Cedric Alexander versus Brian Kendrick. I didn't actually watch this match. I missed it because I was downstairs making ready break. Sorry about that. But the finish happened. Noam Dar was watching from the back. No Alicia Fox by his side. Kendrick gave Alexander a baseball slide and then attempted the captain's hook, but Alexander escaped and hit the lumbar check for the pin. After the match, Alexander teased hugging Fox, but ducked under her arm and then walked off. Fox looked like a woman scorned as Dar watched from afar. I did see that a little bit, and it was really funny. Alicia Fox, Cedric Alexander, Noam Dar thing is very interesting at the minute. I do enjoy it. Then we see Nia Jax watching the footage of her jumping on Banks' leg, and she laughed. She called Banks a wannabe tough girl. The instant she stepped in the ring with the real boss, the hype was over. Jax said she broke the boss and the people are buzzing about the right woman. It was alright promo. Then Fox was stopped backstage and she was asked by the interviewer about what happened. She said she doesn't want to talk about it. When the interview pressed on, Fox screamed, "I don't want to talk about it!" Which was great. And then in an instant you can see there's going to be 1,000 memes on the internet about this. It was really funny. I like it. Now we have a spoiler for a Wrestling Newsroom video. Kurt Angle was named the first member of the 2017 Hall of Fame class. They showed highlights and played Angle's music, which still gets a "you suck" reaction from the fans, which was great. I cannot wait to see him return to WWE, and he's going in the Hall of Fame, which is great. He's also in the TNA Hall of Fame, if you didn't know that. Then we go to the main event. They opened with a tease of the Royal Rumble where Strowman tossed Zayn over the top rope. He also threw Rollins over. In the meantime, Reigns tossed Jericho and Owens aside. This left Reigns and Strowman one-on-one. Strowman threw out Reigns with ease before the match could officially start. Then the match actually starts. Zayn goes for a haluva kick, but Strowman with a body tackle, then a running power slam for a 3 count for the finish. It was alright. And then after the match, Strowman sends Zayn to the floor and Strowman carried him to the announce table. Rollins hit Strowman with a chair and Reigns hit him with a spear. Jericho and Owens stopped Reigns and Rollins, and they talk about powerbombing him through the table. Rollins stopped Owens, and then Rollins kicked Jericho and hit a pedigree on the stage. Owens hit Rollins with the chair and he does the same to Reigns. Owens sets Reigns up for a powerbomb through the table and he shatters the table with the impact of Reigns hitting it. It was great. That last little brawl was a great way to end Raw. I'm really hyped to see the Royal Rumble. And I just enjoy seeing a good table spot and chairs, to be fair. So it was all good. This Raw wasn't too bad, actually. I really did enjoy it. As most Raw goes, it was pretty good, to be fair. It helped build along feuds, and you had a pretty good couple of matches. The tag team match was really good. I heard the Cedric Alexander v Brian Kendrick match was great, even though I didn't watch it because of bloody Ready Breath. And the main event was meh. But what are you going to do? Yeah, I enjoyed Raw. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did. Subscribe to see more content, and I'll catch you later.